President Obama just wrapped up his final State of the Union address. He's thinking about his legacy. He's also thinking about the presidential campaign trail and what a new president might do to keep around his policies and agenda priorities. Here are 7 things he said and what he meant.
So let's talk about the future. And 4 big questions that I believe we as a country have to answer, regardless of who the next president is or who controls the next Congress.
So what he means in his own words here is that he'd really like President Hillary Clinton and a Democratic-led House and Senate to be in charge so that his agenda actually survives into 2017 and beyond, from the Affordable Care Act to Iran deal. Pretty much everything that President Obama wants to do and has done here in his final years in office, and really throughout all 8 years, pretty much stands the test of time if Democrats are in charge of the White House and are in charge of the levers of power in Congress. Republicans come in, a lot of that is toast.
For the past 7 years, our goal has been a growing economy that also works better for everybody. We've made progress, but we need to make more.
What he really meant to say there was George W. Bush handed me the keys and it was in much worse shape than what I'm going to hand it off to the next president. The economy is in a pretty good place right now. Unemployment is at 5%. The automakers are churning out some pretty popular cars that Americans are buying. It's not a great recession, let's just put it that way, as we head into 2017.
The future we want, all of us want, opportunity and security for our families, a rising standard of living, a sustainable, peaceful planet for our kids. All that is within our reach. But it will only happen if we work together. It will only happen if we can have rational, constructive debates. It will only happen if we fix our politics.
What Obama means here is Donald Trump is hurting America. The rhetoric on the presidential campaign trail is shifting far to the right, whether it be on Muslims, immigrants, or women. The Republican rivals to Donald Trump are tilting in that direction as well. Obama's worried about the discourse in America right now and what Washington is going to look like after this presidential election is over. Can Washington, which is pretty dysfunctional now, get out of that rut?
And as we speak, Iran has rolled back its nuclear program, shipped out its uranium stockpile, and the world has avoided another war.
What Obama meant here was this is a big deal. Congress has not been thrilled about negotiating this agreement with the Iranians, but he kept talking about it. Same thing goes with the major current events that are happening right now with Iran seizing 10 American sailors. Obama continued to talk about this, made it a key point of his speech tonight.
I think there are outdated regulations that need to be changed. There is red tape that needs to be cut.
What Obama is saying here is, Republicans, I agree that we need to cut the red tape, but not the regulations you want. The Affordable Care Act, Dodd-Frank, even the Clean Power Plan are things that Republicans are gunning for. Obama's thinking a little bit more small ball. He's thinking about things like what he did in 2011, urging the EPA not to be regulating saccharin or not to be going after or having the FDA be a little bit more lenient as it's approving medical devices.
But even if the planet wasn't at stake, even if 2014 wasn't the warmest year on record, until 2015 turned out to be even hotter, why would we want to pass up the chance for American businesses to produce and sell the energy of the future?
What Obama meant here is that his climate policies are not going anywhere, no matter how much Republicans try. What EPA has done with respect to fuel economy standards and with its Clean Power Plan have already sent the market signals that the industry needs to clean up its act. Same thing goes with the Paris Climate Agreement. If a next Republican president comes along and tries to dismantle that, good luck.
We just need to call them what they are: killers and fanatics who have to be rooted out, hunted down, and destroyed.
What Obama is saying here is that ISIL really is the JV team. He may have gotten in a lot of trouble for saying that once, likening ISIL to some junior high school varsity basketball players putting on Los Angeles Lakers uniforms, but they're not Hirohito's Japan, they're not Hitler's Germany. It might not be an argument that's playing well on the campaign trail, but it's something Obama's trying to do to tamp down the noise.
60 years ago, when the Russians beat us into space, we didn't deny Sputnik was up there. We didn't argue about the science or shrink our research and development budget. We built a space program almost overnight, and 12 years later, we were walking on the moon.
What Obama's saying here is that America needs to be doing big things again. He wants to send humans to Mars by 2030. We've got fiscal problems, we've got immigration problems, we've got energy problems. Obama would like Washington to get back to what it's been thinking about and what it would really like to be doing, which are some of the big problems the world and America are facing.
That's why I will keep working to shut down the prison at Guantanamo. It is expensive, it is unnecessary, and it only serves as a recruitment brochure for our enemies.
This is Obama's last campaign promise from 2008, his last big campaign promise, shutting down Guantanamo Bay. He's going to do it. It's going to take time. It's going to happen over the course of this year. Ultimately, it's probably going to happen with an executive order on November 9th.